How did the transition happen?
When it comes to programs, there is no compromising. It doesn't matter who's there, whether it's a volunteer or Sadhguru's daughter. They have to be the way they have to be. For me, I was so touched because this is Sadhguru, okay? He can just say, ask Radhe to just come. He doesn't have to ask permission from any one of us. We just do what he asks us to do, right? So it is those small things that makes you see and realize how genuine this person is when he's like this. But for me personally, my relation with her, it's for me, she's like a mother. And a mother is not always only compassion and love. A mother means many things, right? When a mother can also slap you and when you need to break some limitations, she has her ways, Just look at her. If your mind is chattering too much, then just jasmine, which is Devi's favorite flower. There's a lot of connection and similarity between the jasmine and Devi. The jasmine is very subtle, but has a very powerful fragrance, right?
Yes.
Same with Devi. She has a very, subtle presence, but you can't miss it. One thing is being part of the puja is like a completely different. It's like she does the whole orchestra of the show. In every form, you feel her, whatever, radiating, the way she's radiating is completely different. You can never approach Devi logically. You can never try to understand her with your mind. Sadhguru actually had said that Devi is at her best in the night time.
Oh.
And he said if actually we keep the temple open in the night, she will become really popular, more popular. I'm like, this man is right with what he's saying, So for every small thing, I would experiment with what Sadhguru is saying. I'm not the kind who will just follow blindly. He says, come, I'll come. This nutcase, this is how I came. And look where I ended right now in the Devi temple, which is a completely illogical world. There's no logic, but there is magic.
If the grace of Bhairavi, if her footprint is established in your heart, you never have to worry about victory or failure, prosperity or poverty.
Welcome back to Humans of Isha. This is season 2 with Bhairagini Maa Hanine. Lots of stories, lots of interesting events. Let's hear from her. Namaskaram, Ma.
Namaskaram, Akka.
Thanks again for joining us. Very, very excited to hear more about Sadhguru, Devi and lots more. Suma, you were sharing a lot about how you came into this Ishanga training and so many things with us in season 1. Can you share us a few inspiring moments, very particularly, yes, I have to be here. I want to dedicate my life towards this.
Yes. There has been many incidents and many small stories or situations, if I can say, that has inspired me to wanting to be here and to see the authenticity of the place, the people here, mainly Sadhguru himself. As I mentioned earlier, the incident of, seeing Sadhguru, how he was bending down, arranging the shoes. Like that, there has been many other incidents where it showed me that there is no hierarchy of this man, pretending to be the main man here and others
like
are
I'm the boss.
Exactly, I'm the boss here or not. This is what actually made me realize and see that it's not the big things, but it's the small things that can tell a lot about the person. And it's not about them saying it or projecting it or them telling how good they are, how great they are, please come. You've never heard or seen Sadhguru say things like that, right? But just by the way he is, the way he lives, the way he that's how he sets an example for many people to be inspired. Like, I'll just give you an example. Sometime back, when I was in the Bhava Spandana program, I'm also a teacher or an Ishanga conducting Bhava Spandana programs. And Radhe, Sadhguru's daughter, was also getting trained. So she was part of the program to just volunteer and observe how the program is happening.
It's part of the training.
Part of the training. So she has to go through the training the way all of us has to go through.
The same rigor.
Exactly. There is no like, oh, because she's Sadhguru's daughter, she has to be treated differently. There is no such thing. Actually, she gets to get the works from Sadhguru and the training much more, because everybody who stands there has to deliver things the way it needs to be delivered, irrespective of who they are. And she never held or, projected herself in any way. She's such a beautiful girl who just goes with the flow about doing whatever is needed to be done. So I remember this day when she was part of volunteering for the program, observing how the program is happening, but volunteering. And all the volunteers, they also submit their phones, same like all the participants. As you know, Bhava Spandana means no communication with everybody, with anybody outside. So including Radhe, she also submitted her phone. And then one day we get a call from the main coordinator, the ashram program coordinator, saying that Sadhguru has called them to see if we can give permission to Radhe to come out in some of the breaks, if possible, to see her aunt, if you remember, Sadhguru's sister, Mataji.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mataji, yeah.
Unfortunately, she was very ill. She was on her deathbed. So Sadhguru was requesting, if possible, to allow Radhe to just come and see her before 8 p.m. in the night. Somehow, maybe he felt that she doesn't have much time left. And somehow, he wanted, Radhe to see her. So, like for me, I was so touched because, like, this is Sadhguru, okay? He can just say, ask Radhe to just come see her aunt. That's all.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to ask permission from any one of us. Like, who are we to even allow or not allow? We just do what he asks us to do, right? But to that extent, he wouldn't compromise on the program. He knows the program is running. He knows her role cannot be compromised by allowing her to just come out anytime. So I was like, so touched by how he approached this. And the way also she received it. The moment we told her, she didn't like say, oh no, I have to go out and see her now. She waited. She waited for us to allow and say, okay, now the process is over. There is a break now. I said, you can go at this time right now. I said, if you need a longer break, please go spend some more time with your aunt and then come back. She said, no, I'll just see her for a few minutes and then I'll come back for the next process.
She came back?
She came back. She went, she came back. She joined the next process. She was like fully in tears, because like this is the last moment. This is the last time you see her, right? But she came back with the same intensity, same involvement in the program, not even distracted. And I'm like, who can do that? Can you even do that if you get a call that someone close in your family is about to pass away? You would just leave everything and run, right? But, he didn't do that. She didn't do that either, because the program is happening and we can't compromise on that. And she just came back and just got involved. She was part of the process, but I can see her tears are just rolling, But still, she wouldn't allow anyone to notice anything is happening because she doesn't want to affect the program by whatever is happening personally. And next day morning, Mataji passed away. It was like he knew, but still he requested, if possible, if he can allow her to come. So it is those small things that makes you see and realize how genuine this person is. When he's like this, obviously his foundation, his work, his everything is just genuine, is authentic. Exactly. And he doesn't like force it on you. As I said, he doesn't like preach about these things. And it shows in the way his daughter is, Radhe. I'm sure you met her, you've seen her.
Yes, many, many times.
She's such a beautiful and sweet little lady. The way she carries herself in like very, very pure and sweet way. She will never she doesn't have that air about her like, oh, I am Sadhguru's daughter, or, doesn't even, she actually prefers if you don't know her. And many times in the program, sometimes some people they'll be like, oh, you look so much like Sadhguru's daughter. Are you Radhe? She's like, Akka, please just focus on the program, You're not here to think about this or that. Program is happening. Come, let's go, let's go. She'll just distract them somehow, change the topic and just,
yeah.
make sure they are focusing on participating, because otherwise she doesn't want the focus to be on her, or doesn't want them to look at her differently only after they see that she's Sadhguru's daughter, right?
And so actually I have to say an incident related to how Radhe was. Once I think it was in Yaksha.
Mm-hmm.
And Radhe came with Sandipana, and they were seated in the very first or second row. And someone came and said that, can you please ask Radhe to bring Sadhguru? Someone is wanting to see Sadhguru and they want to take a picture or something. And somewhere out of it, they just told me, and so you go, please ask Radhe. I just thought that is a protocol, and I just went to ask Radhe. She just said, Akka, can you ask SGO? They will only have Sadhguru's schedule. I don't have both of us there in the ashram only.
yes.
And she simply, very nicely, gently, ushered me to go to SGO, make a call or somebody, ask if Sadhguru is available, and then see if he can come over here. And say, oh, Sadhguru, okay, I'll do something. No, she didn't.
Yeah, she won't. And that's so beautiful about her. And I was saying there was one more funny incident happened during Bhava Spandana where a lady didn't know who Radhe was. So because Radhe was also volunteering, so she asked her how long have you been with Isha? She's asking Radhe. So Radhe said, oh, it's been a long time. How did you come to know about Isha? So Radhe said, my parents are involved with Isha. The lady, she actually believed her, and Radhe was having a straight face saying, yeah, they're involved, they're volunteering with Isha. Which is true, no? They are Sadhguru.
Yeah, they are volunteers.
They are the first volunteers. So I've seen how she imbibed this from Sadhguru. The sense of humor at the same time without putting off people or pretend or showing off that who I am. Because celebrities means, how can you not know who I am, right? They feel offended. But with her and Sadhguru, no, it's the other way around. There was once we were traveling with Sadhguru to Kailash, and there are many stations where we stop, take a break, this, that. So we were trekking, and then he was sharing with us how once somebody asked him, oh, you look so much like Sadhguru. Are you Sadhguru? And he said, no, I'm his brother.
I remember this.
And then he's like, oh, please tell him our pranam. And he's like, yeah, I will convey. So, I've seen how she imbibed many things from him and got inspired by him. She's not Sadhguru's daughter everywhere all the time, right? Maybe when she's with him, she's his daughter. But I've seen her also when she's in programs with him, or when we went to Kailash, when he was initiating her like everybody else. She was a devotee to Sadhguru. She sees him as her guru also, not just, oh, my father. She calls him Sadhguru, not only father, right? So that, there has been many such incidents where it showed me how when it comes to programs, there is no compromising. And how the person should be to offer it. It doesn't matter who's there, whether it's a volunteer or Sadhguru's daughter. They have to be the way they have to be, and they have to work on themselves to just deliver it the way it needs to be delivered to people, irrespective of who they are. And once when we asked Sadhguru, how should a teacher be, or how should the person who's delivering these things to be? If we are going through things within ourselves, does it affect the initiation or the program? How should we be as teachers? And he said, if you have to offer water to people, the same water, but you can offer it in many ways. I can give it to you in a cup, a nice copper cup or glass, whatever it is, right? Maybe, this, I can give it to you. Or I can give it to you in a bucket. Or I can just throw it on the floor and then tell you to take it. It's the same water, right? But how you give it to someone makes a huge difference in how they receive it. And this is what made Isha and the programs live for so long, the way it needs to, be, and the way it needs to happen. So for me, being a very skeptic person, when I first came to the inner engineering, I'm not the kind who will just follow anyone who will say, oh, come, we are doing good things. No, I need to see, I need to check. I'm not the kind who will, just follow blindly Sadhguru just because he said, about inner engineering or anything else. Like if you knew me how I was, you wouldn't believe where I ended right now. As I said, I was a very skeptic person, even from my inner engineering day, during the program. There was one time when there was a video of Sadhguru talking about food, positive pranic, negative pranic. And then in that, he said, one of the items is garlic, is negative. And then I was like, I object. I love garlic. It can't be. It can't be just because he's saying it's negative, it means it's negative. I eat a lot of garlic and I love it. And in that, he said, like, if you eat these negative pranic food, it makes you dull and lethargic. I'm like, I want to try. So that night itself, I remember clearly, I went back home and I made nice pasta with like pesto sauce and a lot of garlic. I added a lot of garlic. I'm like, I want to experiment. And I couldn't even finish the plate. I wanted to fall asleep right there,
Oh.
Then it hit me like I've been eating it for so long and it always makes me so sleepy, so dull. But unconsciously, I'm not even aware this is happening to me. I'm like, this man is right with what he's saying, Like, so for every small thing, I would experiment with what Sadhguru is saying. I'm not the kind who will just follow blindly. He says, come, I'll come, right? So this nutcase, this is how I came. And look where I ended right now in the Devi temple, which is a completely illogical world. There is nothing logical about that place. There's no logic, but there is magic. There's a lot of magic happening there.
So how did the transition happen? See, from where you were, from a skeptic to a very logical person, to dissecting and every little piece of information that came your way to see whether it works for you or not. Now, Devi is something, no logic, like you really don't understand from where she's operating, where is her brain, where is her heart, you really don't know anything about it.
Yes.
And people are going crazy,
Yes.
in front of her. So this should be a very huge shift.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it looks like Devi's magic only has worked on you that you ended up in her way.
Devi's magic works on all of us.
It's like a complete,
Yeah.
shift. So how did that happen? How did you accept Devi?
Yeah. I mean, it's only devotion that melted this nutcase that I was, the logical person. You can never approach Devi logically. You can never try to understand her with your mind. As you said, try to dissect her. Maybe that might have been the reason why my initial encounter with Devi was a little bit of, whoa, wait a minute, what is this,
Oh.
Like when the consecration happened, I don't know if I had shared with you earlier, I was not even anywhere near the temple.
You told.
Right? I think I had shared about this. So when I went first time to see the temple, I just couldn't connect because in my mind, Dhyana Linga is the thing. Because it was like too much of a happening, right? So mentally, I could not
connect with her
immediately. But you know how she plays her motherly tricks. And naturally, I started getting drawn to that place. Initially, once in a week, I would visit the temple. Then twice a week. Then every day. Little bit like that. Because I can never understand it logically, but I can never miss the experience of what's happening within me whenever I go and sit in that place. Like, it's very difficult to explain it. It's like falling in love. You cannot explain how to fall in love, right? If something draws you to the other person or other entity or whatever it is. But for me, like, just the experience of sitting in the temple, mostly like nighttime, when you're done with the day, and you
were not Bhairagini Maa
no,
then?
I was not. The temple was consecrated in 2010.
Yes.
Yeah, and I became a Ma only recently.
Yeah, recently. Oh, yes.
So, but I would just get drawn to just go and sit there in the night. Sadhguru actually had said that Devi is at her best in the night time. And he said, if actually we keep the temple open in the night, she will become really popular, more popular, because more and more people will come and sit there. So naturally, I was experiencing these things without knowing. I don't have the knowledge of that. I don't have the knowledge of how to approach her, how to pray to her, how to, connect with her, nothing. But something very, very beautiful was happening within me and very natural.
Were you conscious of that? Or something beautiful is happening within me?
I was just going with that. I was just somewhere, maybe I did not want to find an explanation of what it is, because I knew the moment I put my mind in it, I'm going to kill it.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, let me just be with that experience and see what is this space about? What is this, thing or being or whatever Sadhguru has put in there? Because I've always felt there's something so tremendous and there's a huge presence sitting there, in that triangle shaped corner. It's not just a shape of eyes, logically, if you try to think about it. So whenever I used to go and sit there, I always wanted to just have a vision of Devi. I don't want to just close my eyes.
To this.
Right?
Yes.
Her eyes would just capture me, and I can just sit there for like hours if I want, And just the feeling of the temple, like the dim lights, just the lamp lights, the smell of the incense in the temple. I would love to sit near the burned deepam, the smell of the burned deepam. Or when you go in the sanctum, like, the intoxicating flowers that they put at Devi's feet, I would just watch what the Maas are doing, like the fragrant flowers they'll keep at her feet, the other flowers that just decorate. So it was like such a beautiful love affair to just like witness what all is happening and just be like in that womb, if I can say. It felt like that to me. Whatever was happening during the day, just sitting for a little bit of time in the night, it would just like heal you, It would just like, I come out of the temple and I'm like, something is different about me. Even later, like many times, I've never like really approached Devi as, oh Devi, please make this happen to me. I want this, I want that. Even though like it'll be on my mind, like I'll think, oh, I want to go to the temple and sit and wish this to happen, right? Many times I go and sit and then I forget why I came here.
I was just about to ask, okay, like people who are in the, the outside world,
Yeah.
they have a lot of wish to ask, okay, give me this, give me that, and all of those things. Whereas people in the ashram, mostly you're already, the divine presence and grace.
Yeah.
May not have things to ask, okay, get these things done.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, like, is there anything you asked Devi and you desperately wished for and she made it happen?
So that's what I'm saying. When I never really approached Devi seen her as like Sadhguru says, don't approach her like an ATM machine. Like Devi, I'll do one stuti, give me this or give me that, right? Even if I want to, like as I said, if I sit and just like, I want to wish for this or that, even if it's not something materialistic, right? But somewhere either I'll forget why I came here to wish for. I'll just get lost looking at her eyes, or like I feel it's not important. Many times I feel like, oh, it's not such an important problem that I came in my mind like, oh, I'm struggling with this. Just sitting there. I'm not doing anything. Maybe sometimes I just do stuti for a few times and then I open my eyes and look at Devi. Suddenly it's like my huge problem that was there when I came is no more that huge problem. It's like she kind of sucks it in. I don't know how, or she just melts it. I've never maybe only once I did the netram, the netram arpanam where you make a wish. It's a symbolism of Devi's third eye. It's a copper eye where you make a wish and then you give it in the sanctum. They keep it for one full month. I did it and it was not even for me. It was for someone else. One of my friends who was going through something and I really wished that if Devi can just ease it for that person, not even something materialistic, but I just wish that if you can just make, these things. And it did happen. Immediately, actually, the next day, I get a message that things have started opening up, things have started flowing better. Then I told that person, like, okay, I made an offering on your behalf. I made a wish on your behalf. It was not to test Devi or anything. It was a genuine wish for that person. But for me personally, like my relation with her, it's for me, she's like a mother. And a mother is not always only compassion and love. A mother means many things, right? But she'll give it to you when it's needed for you. she
Sometimes she plays hide and seek.
Yes. She gives you what is needed for you at the time that is needed for you. And that's why I leave it for her to take care of me in the way it is needed for me, in whichever way it needs to come to me at the time that is needed. So I don't approach her as give me this, give me that, make this happen, make that happen. Like, as I said, I learned like what made me as a soft person is Devi only. That nutcase, logical and skeptic person, it's only the, the
Go on.
devotion is what melted this in me and made me experience the sweetness of what Devi is about.
Do you still have it in you, Ma? The skepticism, do you still have it in you? Does it come and peep out and see?
I just laugh at it when it comes. It's fun. That's what I said, it's when you are in the presence of something so huge like Devi, it feels so pathetic when you have those questions in your mind, right? At least in my mind. Because my experience with Devi has been, on a completely different level. Especially like when as I said, she's like a mother. She has the compassion, the love, this, that. At the same time, she gives me that boost of energy. She's about exuberance and intensity. Like when I'm in the sanctum, it's like I'm plugged to a powerhouse, It's like on and on and on for like hours. I can go on. Even many times I've actually experienced this, even if I'm not well, I have a headache or something's happening to me. But still, when I go to the seva, it's gone. And it's not only my experience. Many of the upasakas, the upasakas who are with us, they are also married ladies who are residents in the ashram who supports us with the rituals. But they've also shared many things like that. And some of the Devi Sevakas, actually, recently one Devi Sevaka was saying he had a blister in his foot. He can't even walk 2 steps outside the temple. But he's like, every time I go inside, I'm fine. I can just walk, run, lift this, that. Then when he steps out, it's gone. Then his skeptic mind started playing and he wanted to test if it's really happening or not. Then he started going out, check if it's happening. It's paining. He goes inside, pain is gone. Then he's like, oh, Devi is real. I'm like, are you testing her? So many times it happened with me where like this is the privilege that Sadhguru has given when, you're so closely in touch with such a huge powerhouse, if I can say, like Devi. It's where like, really like the level of intensity and energy that we have when we are in the sanctum, because the beauty of it is you are no more there. You as a person, as a character, you're no more there. It's just you're there to just facilitate her through you to make it happen to other people. And that's the beauty of offering. That's the beauty of becoming an offering. This is what Devi is. This is what being a Bhairagini Maa is. Being the color of Devi means, we take that from her, So just that feeling or experience of offering myself to people, like every time I go for Abhishekam, those few moments when we are standing and being with Devi before we start, I just tell Devi, like, just empty me, just keep me aside and just make it happen to all the people behind me or who's booked for this Abhishekam. Let me not be in the way of anyone. And in that is our growth also, because there's some sweetness to not being there, not sticking out, And whenever like I offer something, be it the samarpanam or a flower or anything, like there's so much of love and compassion, as if it's like that person I know, but I do this for everybody. And the way people are receiving it is just too beautiful to see. Recently also, there was one of the volunteers who I know, she got diagnosed with cancer. And she came just to take Devi's blessings before she starts her chemotherapy, because she was a little scared of what's going to happen. So seeing that, when she came down to take darshan, I just felt like giving her a flower. So I just took one flower from Devi's feet. I offered it to Devi and I gave it to her, like a red rose. I gave it to her. She went, she started her chemotherapy, And recently she messaged me, she's saying, I have been keeping this flower with me for every chemotherapy, and it has made a huge difference for me to give me the strength to go through the therapy. And now she's out of the sickness. She's
Recovered.
she's recovering. And she's like, every doctor's review I go, this flower is always with me, because for her, this is Devi, it's like holding Devi's hand, right? And it's like these small things makes a huge difference. Like for me to hear something like this, I'm saying even if nothing is happening with me, but just seeing what is
something else
happening
is-
to people, this is huge for me, Like that, there has been many such incidents, just seeing and watching what difference Devi is doing to people. And to me as well, as I said, she's a mother, and a mother can also slap you. And when you need to break some limitations, she has her ways, Even we have our limitations. I'm not like, oh, I've reached somewhere. I also have my own limitations. There was one funny incident happened with me. Every Purnami we take Devi on a procession
Yes.
to see
After the
Dhyana Linga.
Abhishekam.
After the Purnami puja. So she goes to woo him.
Yeah.
This is her way to sustain her energies and herself. So the Maas, we go, one of the Maas always travel, we walk with Devi in the procession. If you've seen, like we'll be fanning Devi, right? So we'll be swaying and fanning for Devi. And I usually, I don't like rain. I have a problem with rain. Whenever it rains, you'll see me in my room in one corner with the blanket. I will not step out till it stops raining. I think it was time for me to break this limitation because it was not raining. But I was like praying and hoping, oh, Devi, please make sure it doesn't rain, because I don't have anything on top of me. Devi has her umbrella, but I don't have anything. And I can't hold an umbrella and walk and fan, right?
Yeah.
You have to go through and it has to happen. Then we started. As soon as we stepped out of the temple, it started pouring. It was like pouring like crazy, And I looked at Devi and I'm like, it's you. I know you're doing that. And I'm like, I remember clearly when we reached Dhyana Linga, and that time they make Devi sit and then the fire dance is happening. And I'm standing and fanning. And I'm like, okay, I have two choices. Either I'll struggle and crib throughout this time till I come back to the temple, or I'll just enjoy it and just be with it. And I'm like, might as well enjoy it. Anyway, I can't do anything about it. So I was just like laughing and just like swaying with the whole thing. And it was literally, that's when I felt I broke my limitation. I'm like, okay, let it rain more. So now every time it rains, when we schedule ourselves, I'll be like, I'll go, I want to go. So, it's like your mom has her ways of making you break your limitation, but in a loving way, in a fun way, without really like being like this on you.
Now your not anxiety, but your fear for rain or whatever has stopped, and you started going and dancing like a peacock.
Yeah, there has been many things like this. As I said, being with Devi, it's like everything is unexpected. You can't frame her in one image, in one thing, like Devi is this or Devi is that. That's why I always tell people, don't try to approach her logically. Don't try to approach her like, give me this, give me that. You just be there, okay? Sit in the temple. You don't have to pray or do anything. If you just like sit, no expectations, just look at her. If your mind is chattering too much, then just chant the stuti. This is a consecrated chant. If you know, it's like 33 auspicious qualities or names of Devi. It does things to you. It makes you more receptive, more vibrant, and it definitely creates a certain connection with Devi. You can chant it how many ever cycles you want, like either 1, 3, 6, 9, or 11 cycles, how much ever you want, right? So you experience it yourself. You don't try to, people ask, oh, how do I connect? How do I approach? They're asking for a formula. It doesn't work like that. You just come and experience her yourself, right? As I said, even if you don't know what to do, you just look and see what's happening to people around. Really, that alone can just melt you. That alone can just do something to you. That, okay, at least something is happening to this person means there is something real about this, right?
Maybe sometimes it also gives some kind of a complex or something. Something is happening to this person, but nothing is happening
Nothing's
to me.
happening to me. Yes.
Why is this person suddenly in tears? Why is this person, looking like, in trance? Or why is this person not opening her eyes at all? So people going like, okay, I'm not that devoted. Like, how do I connect with Devi? No,
That's
devotion
why-
is not in me.
Yeah.
I'm not devoted enough.
Yeah, people have these things, but there is no such thing that devotion is not in me. It's either you develop it within yourself, or it's not that it's gonna come down on you. It's how much of you is sticking out, how much of your mind is, in power, is what makes it for you to be really subtle, to experience the what Devi is. Devi is like a fragrance, like a jasmine. Recently we did the program for the Vande Bhairavi participants.
Okay.
And this year, like every year, this is a 3 days program where every year it happens around Navratri time, where we explore different qualities of Devi. So the first 3 days when Devi is in Kumkum, the quality of Durga. This year is Devi was in yellow, the quality of
All
Lakshmi.
3 days, right?
3 days, yeah. So
Okay.
this year, those 3 days were around when Devi was in yellow.
Okay.
And this year was the first time we actually conducted a guided meditation in the temple, specifically for only the participants of Vande Bhairavi, which was, guided by Sadhguru has given the approval for us to guide this. It's called the jasmine meditation.
Hey.
And it was explosive. Like, literally, I felt the temple is gonna fly off. Like, it felt like Devi came to life in a huge way. It happened after temple closed, after 10 p.m., around midnight Sandhya.
Oh.
That was what made it actually even more powerful. So I won't go into the details of the meditation, but we used the jasmine, which is Devi's favorite flower. There's a lot of connection and similarity between the jasmine and Devi.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
The jasmine is very subtle, but has a very powerful fragrance, right?
Yes.
Same with Devi. She has a very, subtle presence, but you can't miss it. It's like in your
Yes.
face, right? Very powerful, very transformative. And the jasmine flower gives its fragrance mostly in the night. If you know this, it's mostly fragrant in the night.
Yeah, it blooms
When
in the
it
night.
blooms in the night, it's fragrant in the night when it's stillness and silence. Similarly, Devi, she's much more powerful when we go inward and we are at a certain stillness and silence within ourselves. That's when you feel her presence much more, her fragrance, if I can say much more. The jasmine doesn't strive to give its fragrance. Similarly with Devi, Devi doesn't demand, or impose, or she's simply there. Her being, her presence is just all the time there. Sitting in her presence is like, it's like being engulfed in her warmth. She's all the time simply there, exuding this tenderness, this exuberance, and, this intensity. And there's a beautiful saying, I read it once. It says that a devotee who carries even a small trace of this inner jasmine, which is Devi's fragrance, will find that life itself becomes a temple and every breath is an offering. That's why jasmine is the main flower that is offered to Devi. This is more a way of a surrender at Devi's feet. And, that fragrance of the jasmine is equal to Devi's fragrance as well, or her presence and subtle presence in our life.
It was so beautiful. Wow.
So when this meditation happened, as I was saying, I was in the sanctum just to guide people. We had to usher them out to close the temple. I didn't have the heart to really usher them. You should have seen the way they were just standing there with tears and they couldn't take off their eyes off Devi. And she was so beautiful. Like, we had switched off all the lights, only the lamps around her. She was fully decorated. It was the last day when she was in yellow. And I'm saying even people, I've seen them in the program who have no clue about Devi, but they just came. They don't know how to be in devotion, but they are there. Nothing touched them in the program. But this meditation in the temple, it just blew them away. They just didn't want to leave the temple after that. We had to request them, like, please, it's midnight. Devi wants to sleep. Please, it's time. It was like, as I'm saying, if nothing happens to you, just watch what it's doing to other people. That at least give you an incentive, like, okay, let me see what I should do about myself. Where am I stuck? And she'll not spare you. If you show a small space, she will invade that. And once you allow her in, then life becomes a completely different experience.
Absolutely. You were talking about Devi wants to sleep.
Yes.
Now, recently we have started doing the Shaina Arti. So I was thinking after that she rests, but you're saying she becomes extremely active only during the nights.
If the temple is open, before we put her to sleep.
So, can you share an experience, with Devi on the Paurnami nights? Do you have anything in specific to share? Because during the Paurnami nights, it's the temple is open till
midnight,
and devotees are the lady devotees, right? Or everybody. Yeah. So we are allowed to be with her. So what was your experience, especially on the nights of Paurnami?
Yeah, this is my favorite day. This is everybody's favorite day, if I can say. As you can see, like, unfortunately, the temple is too small nowadays to hold so many people that people are spilling out of the temple to sit, but they will sit. And even I will sit. I go once we are done with the puja as Ma's, when we are not on schedule, I just go to sit there as like everybody else, like a devotee. I'm not sitting there as a Ma. So for me, this is the best and favorite time, because one thing is, being part of the puja is like a completely different, it's like she does the whole show, she does the whole orchestra of the show, of how she changes from initially she's in butter, then she turns into turmeric, then chandan, then finally she's in the vibrant red of kumkum. And in every form, you feel her, whatever, radiating, the way she's radiating is completely different. And no matter how many Paurnamis I have sat in there, every time for me it's like the first time, and I look forward for it. Like, we always fight among the Mas, like, oh, who's gonna be there this time? Sometimes all of us are there, because it's the night when
it's your day.
The Paurnami means on full moon, Devi is at the peak of energy. That's why even after midnight, when we close the temple, I can't even sleep till 1:30, because like my whole body is like vibrating, And even the next day when we do Devi Snanam as well, like, it's like, although we are tired, but there is a different kind of energy that's just carrying us through. It's not our physical strength, it's something else. So that's what I'm saying. It is that kind of experience that breaks your logic, that breaks your, any understanding of what this can be. You just have to flow with that. So for Paurnami, like, I love to sit when, especially the song offering happens. This is one more tool to connect with Devi. If you don't know anything how to connect, you're just struggling with this, that. Just come at least on Paurnami night. Just come sit there when some nice songs are being offered. If that also doesn't touch you, it will definitely melt you, because the vibration, the sound vibration in the temple, there's a certain science behind it. When it reflects, when it just, when you chant and it reflects back on you, it does many things to you, especially when you're a good singer, not just singing things. That's why you see so many people are attracted to Devi, and they just sit there throughout the night till midnight, till the temple. And like, especially for me, when I'm closing the curtain, like, I feel bad. I don't want to close. Maybe one more glimpse, because I know people also have the same experience. They just keep moving with you, to see a final glimpse of Devi. And like, sometimes I feel like maybe someone hasn't seen yet, so I just keep looking before I close, because I want everyone to see the final glimpse of her. Even for me, I'm saying, before I close, like, I always have her imprint in my mind. Like, when I close and I close my eyes, I want to see her image only in my mind, so that it stays with me. When someone like him, who has the science to do these things and offer these things for us, wouldn't it be a crime if we miss on that and just, dismiss it and go and focus on something else, isn't it? Some people say, oh, he's not a real guru, he's a fake guru, or he's not enlightened. Okay, maybe he is. But what if he's not? Have you ever thought of this?